Hey everyone, it's Eric and I'm here with your new moon reading, and I'll be using my self-published deck Shadowlight Tarot. So I want to dive into this to see whatever messages come up for each of the 12 signs of the zodiac. Now we're going to take a look into the generalization of things, so depending on whether you have it as your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, Venus, or however you'd like to interpret it, depending on how astrologically inclined you may be, it is there to present the message. So for those who are generally looking for a reading, you may look for your sun sign to interpret what you're going through, what you're feeling. And then you can take that even further by watching your moon sign, in which case you'll have an understanding of yourself internally and what you're processing in terms of an emotional level. When you look at it for your rising example, that is pretty much how the world's coming through you or how others perceive you. Think of it, it's the cone in which you yourself, your light of your being of the sun, is expressed through. Now you can take this even further if you're interested in seeing a relationship aspect. Venus is usually associated with how we connect with others. That would be a good example to see what is going on in your relationship sector. But take it as you please, as each of the signs are only able to provide so much. So if you can take that and then compare it to see what you're going through, it may provide some insight for you on your journey. So take this for what it is. I'm here doing my thing, and I thank you for your appreciation, for your time to actually check this out. So let's begin with these readings. Let's talk about Gemini. So Gemini, you are going to have an interesting take on things because you're just now fleeting away a lot of energies that are hitting you, and especially that we're getting outside of the whole axis of things. It takes a lot of effort to do. Gemini. So Geminis, what are we talking about this full moon? What are we going to be doing here? And what is it that we're going to be taking into consideration to hear for our message this month? So Geminis. Things are happening fast. It's not in your control. Some things are just like willing to have to be acted on at a very swift manner, and it's not so simple because you're going up against a lot of forces here. This concept, this idea here is showing us that it's not going to be so simple. It's not so easy. It's going to give us this idea that, yeah, you got a battle going on and it's not going to be simple. You're getting card after card after card saying that you're really up against something, and whatever that something is, you might be able to get out ahead, but it doesn't mean that everyone's pretty much like getting off easy. I'll put it that way. So there's importance to balance here, because if you're able to balance the different forces, you're not going to lean too much to get too much of a outcome that no one desires. It's all about the community working together, because if we're able to work together, that's going to bring about something that's very important for who we are as a person. That concept is very inherent to us because we have to create. We are able to create, and the thing is, if it's important to create, we actually have to deliver. We actually have to step up and to do our fair share of action to provide the outcome we wish to create into this world. There's a lot of things happening that are taking things away. There's this tower. Your whole world of what you thought was going on is probably actually coming down in a way that is not only unexpected, but there's no going back. And we got to see that there's a balance at key, because when things are going down and everything still needs to be stabilized, you got to work to not only take in and deal with what is actually happening and being experienced, but also make sure nothing else that's already going on goes out of whack. So this is important, that you got to hold true to your light, your courage, to be courageous and take a step forward to do what is important for you, and to understand that even though things are being clearly set and we're understanding that this hardship that you're going through is the very last bit of it, you're reaching a completion where you're able to actually start to change things for the better. If it's not for you yourself, your journey, it's for the things that are going to take you to be more in tune to what that journey is supposed to be. So be true, and you are the magician. You are able to take a chance to understand that we are able to be open and understand that everything happens for a reason, and where we're going and what we're doing is not always going to be in our awareness. Hello. So take that message with you, and as our closing card, we're going to understand that there's a lot of illusions out there. Don't get stuck, don't get lost, don't get put up with a lot of things. There's choices to be made, and as long as you get stuck in that Gemini-esque idea that there's always another option, there's going to be something that is lacking, and that's called a decision. So try to make a decision as best possible, and to follow you up on that card, you're going to bring justice to key. So justice is going to happen, balance is going to work out, and you're going to make that decision. So take it easy.